Welcome to the Wisconsin Music Podcast.
Thanks, Dean. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Wisconsin Music Podcast, episode 104. Monday, the final band concert over at the high school I teach at, and almost went for 2 hours, but it was a great performance by the high schoolers. We recorded it and listened back today, and the kids were really excited and happy with how well they performed, as did I. They listened to each other, they stayed balanced, they listened for intonation issues and corrected it as they played along, and they paced themselves and kept their overall volume on the stage at a reasonable level where they didn't exhaust themselves by the time the 2 hours were almost up. So congratulations to them on doing a well-deserved job on everything they did. It kind of brings me to the thought of, when you're out there playing, do you think about those things? How's the balance across the band? How are the dynamics? How is the overall volume for the room? Are you listening to each other? Are you making sure everything is sounding good? Or do you record yourselves and listen back and decide what needs to be adjusted? Kind of what I did with the kids that I work with. Before the concert, we went and recorded all the songs and listened back and made adjustments, and it just turned out to be a really great night of music. So I suggest doing that. Record yourselves. Doesn't really matter what you're recording. It doesn't have to be some major production, just something that you can listen back to and just hear how everything is coming across and make adjustments, and so your next concert is even better than one you just did. But let's get into the conversation with Young Bloom. This young man is in the Milwaukee area. He's an up-and-coming artist working in hip-hop and flow over beat. So we get to talk a little bit about, personal health choices and just, overall trying to get into music, starting out and getting better and being inspired by the people that inspire you. So here is a conversation with Young Bloom. Welcome to the Wisconsin Music Podcast. This week we have Young Bloom. He's going to tell us about his origin story, his music origin story, and kind of how he got to where he is today in music. So, Young Bloom, welcome to the Wisconsin Music Podcast.
Hey, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for being on. So, like I said in the intro, why don't you kind of give us your music origin story? How did music become a part of your life, and kind of how have you grown with music?
Well, I'm 24 years old, born and raised from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Been here my whole life. So I guess it started 3 years ago when I actually started to record and started taking it a little more serious. I say since a kid growing up, just came from a very music-loving, family, and very open-minded. So my mom, who comes from an African-American background, I got the little R&B, the soul, the jazz, that from her, the rap from her, and then my father, he's Norwegian European.
Okay.
And from him I got the rock. I got just all different types of sound growing up. So it made me open-minded. That's why a lot of my music, I try to be versatile with it. Try to stay versatile. Just want everything to sound different. I don't want to be boxed in. Try to be as open-minded as possible. But yeah, just since birth, just hearing all these different type of sounds and just understanding the frequency, the volume, the vibration from it, and just really like understanding how it could change my mood. That makes sense. Just make me, and just how powerful music is as a whole. I think that's probably why I chose this industry at the end of the day.
And then, were you part of any of the music growing up in school, or I know you said like 3 years ago you really got into it, but was there like any part during, your school days that you kind of were drawn towards the music program or anything like that?
No, honestly, I was focused on sports back in school.
Okay.
So it literally hit me later on. Driving with my parents growing up. Okay. Just hearing them, what they're listening to, my brothers. I'm the youngest of 7. I have 3 brothers, 3 sisters. Just hearing them, all the different music they listen to, everything. We're all into different things. We all have our own mind.
Right.
And that helped me. But just sports growing up, high school.
Yeah. Let the listeners know kind of like what you, and I don't like, like you said, boxing people in genres and stuff like that, but kind of like, since yours is kind of like a mix of everything that, you've listened to, what would you, if someone would try to put it in a genre, what would you think it leans more towards?
More like, I'd definitely say like hip hop.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. So like, who would be like some of your major influences for your music?
Definitely. Our top three's been the same since like 5th grade. Kendrick Lamar,
okay.
J. Cole, Drake, like my top three.
Yeah. I think Lamar was just on Saturday Night Live Saturday night. Yeah. That was really good.
I enjoyed that. Big inspiration. Just man, what they make, just pure art. It's like different levels to it.
Right.
Like yeah.
So you've been doing this for about 3 years. So like you kind of started like this a year before the pandemic hit. And you said you started getting into like recording and stuff like that. So where did you start with recording? How did you get into it? And then kind of like how have you evolved, you think, over the last, few years?
That's funny. Basically, I just did everything by myself. How I started, I was just like, why not? I was just like, I'll play around freestyling for fun. I was just got bored one day, just typed in a tight beat, like a Kendrick Lamar type beat.
Yeah.
And then I just started playing around with it. I'm like, I can actually, okay, like I hear something out of it. And I just kept doing that. And then literally I learned everything from YouTube.
Okay.
You could learn whatever from YouTube. I just kept Googling how to start a YouTube. So I Googled that and how to, even the icon to the picture, just everything from YouTube, just learning all that. And literally just started off on my phone, just in the bathroom. It was this free app called Rap Chat.
Okay.
I just download that and then just go in my bathroom, just pick a, free beat. But back then I didn't know about copyright, so I would just take this type beat and get a copyright strike. And then, you live and you learn.
Mm-hmm.
But literally just in the bathroom, rapping, just until I kept getting better. I was slowly getting better, keep getting better. And I remember just going nowhere at all, but just kept doing it, try to drop at least once a week, once a month, something. I just kept trying to be as consistent as I could. And then 2.5 years, just constantly nothing, just still going. And then boom, one of my videos, I think it hit 25K, 21K. And then it got my videos on YouTube recommended. And ever since that, just kept growing and growing and growing. And then slowly started saving up, I guess, for like studio equipment. I do everything myself. So I just have it in my room. Got my little setup, just trying to, save up more money to get better equipment because, there's levels to it for sure.
Yep.
That you pay for what you get. So that's where I'm at now.
Okay. So, so you started with Rap Chat on your phone. So where are you now with your equipment? What's your setup?
Just like a basic studio equipment. I guess I just winged it. I went to the Guitar Center, just asked, what can I do? Like I have a desktop, got a monitor for it. I got the interface, got the microphone, got the little covers for it, got the foam around.
Right.
I'm just slowly getting whatever I need.
Okay.
And then right now I use a processor. It's called Audacity. I don't know if you heard it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
There's a program that I use with my high school kids called BandLab. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. Yeah. It's got a lot of loops in it and stuff like that to help create, like drum beats and guitar riffs and bass lines and special effects and all that other kind of stuff. So, which is probably something that you could use interchangeable with Audacity as well if you wanted to, maybe even level up even a little bit more. Now you've got your setup. So how many followers do you have like right now on your YouTube channel?
About 3K.
Okay. Not too bad. Starting out. I mean, especially with, you got a video that kind of blew up a little bit, that kind of drew more people in. So, yeah. So what kind of comments are you getting on your videos?
Nothing too crazy.
That's good.
I appreciate all support. It doesn't matter. Like, it matters a lot, but like, it doesn't matter to an extent because I still even a fire emoji. I'm like, oh, thank you for even checking it out. So just people saying, oh, it sounds good. Oh, I like it. Keep it up. Keep grinding. You know, just mainly positive. I haven't really gotten negative, which I appreciate that.
Right.
More than they even know. Like, because you don't even have to like it. You don't have to subscribe. But the fact that you do and then go beyond and comment, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
And so let's kind of talk about the way you write your lyrics. Would you say it's more like on a positive side, or is it a different avenue that you're kind of going with?
There's definitely a duality to it.
Okay.
It's definitely a balance. It may be more negative than positive, but I definitely want to, you know, express my emotion, my feelings, that creative aspect.
Yeah.
And me understand the mind, the brain, it definitely got me to tap into that ability and to open up that creative side of our brain. And I know the last song was probably more of a depressing, low song, probably not as uplifting, but I definitely have uplifting songs because that is important. We all need that positive, because at the end of the day, that's the only way to succeed, to try to have be as positive as you can be.
Now, have you had any chance to go to and perform in front of anybody with your music, or is that something that's set aside in the future?
Yeah, not yet. I was waiting to like do a little following, you know.
Yeah.
A little bigger,
And when you feel, you know, sometimes it's just good just to go out there and just, you know, start building your community, even, you know, doing live stuff. Is there certain places that you want to go and start performing at?
Yeah, I definitely thought about like hitting up like some bars, some clubs. They have like open mics, whatever event. That's the part. I've just been so focused on trying to perfect my craft, my art, that I haven't even focused yet on that. Like, because I've been doing it all by myself. I've been thinking about getting like someone like a quote unquote manager, some sort of guidance, because I'm just winging it. I'm just trying to figure all the ropes around it, what venue to go here and here. That's definitely been on the back of my mind, but I know I need to make that number one priority.
Right.
My, you know, even bigger following.
Because sometimes if you go and perform, you know, even open mic, and you capture a video of it, and then you can kind of critique yourself and see, you know, what works, what doesn't work, and then, you know, kind of sort of build up on top of that. You know, you kind of become your own, you know, producer for a little bit till, you know, you get to a point where you feel like you need to focus more on performance, and you need someone else to kind of, you know, take the reins of the production for you. You know, I try to tell other people, it's like, yeah, you could practice forever in your bedroom, but no one's going to know about you until you know, walk up those stairs and go outside and perform for them.
True.
So how many current songs do you have about right now that you consider kind of like what you're doing right now, like at that level right now that you feel is like good?
I'll be honest, I'm really hard on myself. Probably only about like 8.
Okay.
Even though I have like 103 that I know that I uploaded. Yeah. But I know a lot of that was literally me just trying to figure it out, me putting piece by piece, you know, just trying to perfect it. Probably like 5, less than 10 for sure.
Okay. Well, that's, at least you got something to start with. I mean, usually open mics are usually only like a few songs for, you know, per person that goes up there. So, you know, it's probably a good idea just to start, you know, finding some places to go and see the reaction from the audience, and then take the good and the bad and kind of grow from there. The local scene, have you gone out and like seen other performers that are kind of like in the vein of what you're doing? And if so, what have you seen that's kind of like the positives of that, you know, local scene? And what have you seen that kind of like are the struggles and you'd like to see improvement on?
Definitely, well, the struggle aspect, I have a couple friends who I went to, you know, their events, you know, and I've been backstage and like seeing them perform, little, you know, local artists, and I definitely see how hard it is to get your name heard, to get people to notice you. And that's like extremely difficult. I see people doing it for years that they can't even get, you know, 1,000 subscribers, and that's not to down anybody at all, but it's just reality. Right. And it's like harder to get your name heard. Like, what's going to make you stand out? It's hard to, you know, stand out from all the others doing exactly what you're doing. So that's for sure. They make it harder. You know, you don't want to do the same venue and then not expand. I see it's very difficult on that, and like you just gotta know the right people, I guess.
Yeah, you gotta start building your
connections.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta build your community, start networking, all those great things that need to be done to get people to notice you and get to know who you are. Have you ever thought about when you've gone and seen your friends play? Have you like asked them if you can go up and do like one of your songs or something like that?
No. This was before. Yeah, this was a couple years ago. Yeah, before I even like really started. Okay. But no. But seeing them do it, I was just like, I guess inspired in a way. Just like, oh, that's cool, yeah. And just I see them just like I remember our friends. We were on our way to Wisconsin Dells because they were doing a performance there. And I remember the whole car ride, they just kept playing their songs the whole time. And it'll be that same song for like an hour straight. Yeah. 30 minutes straight. And then just seeing them, constantly, doing that loop, rehearsing. I see how serious they're looking in the mirror, practicing before. I see so they're confident. They know everything, so they don't stumble. So I see the preparation and like how to prepare for it. That taught me that for sure. So it won't be as nerve-wracking, calm the nerves, seeing how they come and just see them do it and not care.
Yeah, because it becomes second nature, and then you don't have to worry about what your performances is. You can feel a little bit more, hopefully more relaxed while you're up on stage, and you're in charge of what you're doing. Yeah. So let's kind of talk about some of those songs you said you have about, between 5 and 10 that you feel are really, really good. Why don't you kind of give us a little bit of history between on 3 of them, and then we can kind of put them on the podcast for people to hear them.
Yeah. All right. I'm on my phone. I'm check the songs to
go for it.
Make sure I do it justice.
All right.
Okay. Let's talk about the most recent one. September's Pain. It just dropped 2 weeks ago. September's Pain. It says it all. It was a hard month last month, I will admit. Okay. And it taught me a lot. Just dealing with a lot. I have 2 children. I have 2 sons dealing with their mother, and balancing co-parent the correct way. Yeah. And then, that could be very frustrating on its own. I don't even gotta get all into it. It's just something unfortunate, and just dealing with that. And then my uncle just passed a couple of weeks ago, and then deal with that. And then the same day my uncle died, my car died, and then you just dealing with all this, and then this happened, and then just a lot of stuff, and it's overwhelming. And then it could have you fall into a deep place, but then you gotta snap out of that. That's the most important thing. No matter what you're going through, you gotta stand tall. That's gonna make you stronger. And that's why I try to teach people positive is the only answer at the end of the day. Because if you stay there, that could lead you in a dark place. And I don't want anybody to go through that pain ever.
Lately I've been onto pain. Okay. Lately I've been onto this pain. It's okay, don't want you to feel nothing. I'm okay, lately I've been on this pain. I'm okay, I don't wanna feel nothing. I'm okay, lately I've been feeling this pain. I'm okay, promise I'm okay. Lately I've been feeling so numb to the pain. I don't really wanna damn feel nothing. Take another double shot, do nothing. Why you there make my heart feel this pain? It's pain. I don't wanna feel nothing. 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 Cause I'm feeling kinda hopeless. I'm feeling broken, feeling like I'm nothing. But I know I'm something, so I've been stunting. And your bitch on my dick, but it means nothing. Yeah, it means nothing. Get the fuck off my line. You don't got nothing positive to see, then bye-bye. When you fucking calling me, I don't got nothing to talk about. Only thing that I'ma say is I'm okay. Lately I've been feeling this pain. I'm okay. Promise I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. Lately I've been feeling this pain. I'm okay. Promise I'm okay. I'm okay. Promise I'm okay. Maybe yet I'm not. I'm just feeling pain. I just wanna put it in my damn brain. 27 Club, what I'm about to make.
What's so nice about being creative is that helps you get through it. Yeah, cool.
100%.
Yeah,
That's exactly what made me want to make music, even more. Because all that pain I'm going through, let me, I guess, release it in a song and release my feelings through this. It's very therapeutic, I felt. And whenever I got done, making that song, I felt better. That made me, I'm in a better mood now.
Yeah, exactly. It's the power of music, my friend. Definitely. Let's talk about another one.
I guess talk about the biggest one. It's Time for Healing.
Okay.
Next one's gonna be more positive, but It's Time for Healing. That was during the time where breakup. It was like we were already drifting apart. Me and my children's mother. We were together for years, a long time, and 5 years to be exact. And that's very hard, that transition into like separate homes.
Yeah.
And, just a whole new reality, and then just it's time for healing, just to focus on you, to know how powerful you are. So if you love yourself to the fullest extent, you can handle whatever life throws at you. So that time for healing was just, everyone needs to know how important they are at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, believe in yourself to the fullest extent, and you can do whatever.
Tryna get like 10 bills for a show. Like maybe 20, maybe 30, I don't know. Now you get my kids like everything they want, right? But shawty said I never make it big, right? They tell you this that she can suck my dick, right? And when I make the meal, she gon' switch, right? Flexing on my exes. I don't give a fuck, Papa B and I exit. Shawty getting sick and tired of me. Right, tell them shorty need to feel something. Right, I didn't need a papa or nothing. Right, getting married to AMPLFYING tonight. But no, I ain't even feel no tonight. I don't wanna feel more tonight. You know that I love you and you love me right. You know that you love me and I love you right. I light up on the play, I know I'm always right. But let you tell it, you ain't doing nothing right. But it's okay, no, it's alright. I'll be straight, I know I'ma get the bag. I know that I will be okay. I'm alright, I'm okay. I've been running out straight. I don't need to do no drugs to feel the pain. I get numb, but damn it, baby, and I'm alright. I just shine for you, for me like it's alright. I know I ain't treated you right. I know that I did it wrong. I know that she hurt inside. I know I did you wrong, right? But I'm trying to be a better man for me and you. I don't understand the hurt inside. I did you wrong. Yeah, I did you wrong. All the things fault. It's my fault. Now I love you right. It's my fault. Now you know me so.
So that song, that was my most, I guess, popular song.
Okay.
That one has 25K. But that was for that one. And the last one I would say is it's called Perkio.
Okay.
That was more positive, more a little upbeat one.
Okay.
That's where, just me having fun with it, in a good mood. I'm just do this and just flow with it. Most of them, I don't even write anything down. I just feel, that vibration and being just, you feel it, and that one just hit me. And that was like that was like a one take, like just right away.
Nice.
And it just came so natural. It was that energetic feeling.
Yeah. There's sometimes, musicians all over the world, they have those songs where they just comes like all of a sudden, just boom, it's right there, and it's one of their favorite songs or one of their famous songs or whatever. It's just like you ask them, like, well, how long did it take you to write that? It took me half an hour, and it just came out of nowhere, and it's one of those cool things that sometimes you have a song that you've been working on for years and you just can't get it, but then there's another one where it's like in a half an hour, there it is.
Man, I don't know, and that's the weird thing. It's kind of like a little superpower, a little trick that our brain just snaps on.
Right. Exactly. You get in that zone, and all of a sudden it's just like, here it is, and it's like you're glad that you somehow captured it somehow. Yeah. Cool. So I mean, I know you're not performing out yet, but and you kind of talked about your life a little bit, especially with your kid's mom and you and everything. Do you find that it's a hard balance between your work life and your life balance kind of thing, or is it something that you kind of have a good control over?
No, I have 100% control now, but
yeah,
a few months, it was overwhelming, I should say. Now there's nothing to it now.
Yeah,
now I got it. I have everything, and it starts with what you put in your body, because literally I lost 72 pounds in 5 months.
Wow,
just from what I've been from working my ass off. I don't know if I cuss, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
But just working my ass off, I transitioned to keto. I cut off carbs, sugar completely, just very hard discipline on myself. And then just me taking care of my body, my health, that made me think clear. Everything started coming together. I'm like, why was I so worked up over little things and just being overwhelmed and making it worse? I know, you're hyperventilating, you're going, like breathing so heavy, just calm down. Hey, it's going to be all right. I got this.
Right.
So now, I 100% control.
Nice. As we're wrapping this up, is there any concerts that you have gone to that made like a major impression on you as a musician?
All of them. I've seen all of anyone, man. I've been to at least 100 shows, 200 probably.
Okay.
But my first one ever was 14 years old at the Eagles Ballroom, the rave.
Okay.
It was Kendrick Lamar, first one. So my first concert was my favorite artist, and just seeing that was like, man, I want to do that one day.
Yeah.
I want to be on that stage. I want to perform in a sold out, arena, stadium, or ballroom. Like, I know there's levels to it. You got to work your way, climb that ladder. You just don't get it overnight. And just seeing that was, man. And then the biggest concert, probably the most exciting, was I seen Lil Wayne and Drake in Chicago at one of their amphitheaters. And wow. And just seeing how packed it was. So the stadium isn't packed. There's people past that way behind the gate still lined up trying to hear that. And seeing that is like, it's no words to it. It makes you speechless. Just like somebody to look up to, like, dang, I want to be that. I want to do that one day to impact that. I mean,
is it for you? Is it more of how many people are there, or is it the, what's the word I'm looking for? The reaction or the vibe of the room that the performer is giving?
The latter, the vibe of the room for sure.
Yeah.
And the numbers don't matter. I know those will come regardless. If you work hard and you perfect it, it's gonna come. Hard work pays off. But I care less if it was 2 people there at a little bar, or there's 5 people, or I'm still gonna have fun with it. That's why I started music. It wasn't for money or this or that. It's because it was therapeutic. It made me feel better. It was a way to, I guess, release those emotions, because sometimes you can't tell your girlfriend or her, you can't tell them that, because then they're gonna, look at you differently or hold it against you. It's an immature way of thinking, but it's reality. So then I released that. I learned to do it in my art instead.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't matter. No, not numbers don't mean anything.
What's on your playlist right now? I know you've mentioned, your heroes, the people that you really look up to, but who are you listening to right now on your playlist?
Definitely. I don't know if you know him. His name is Oliver Tree. A lot of that. A lot of the Kid Leroy.
Okay.
I like singing, a lot of melodic stuff. A lot of Juice WRLD, XX. A lot of definitely like Bob Marley. I like to listen to like meditation music. That's a big one.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. Like the binaural beats. I just like hearing jazz as well. Just like simple orchestra, calm me down. Or I can name a lot. I could go on.
Yeah. But no, that's good. I mean, it's not like you said in the beginning of this is like you're drawing from everywhere. There is no favorites. It's just that you want to draw from everything.
Nah, I appreciate art. Yeah.
Cool. Is there anything that I haven't asked you that you wanted to talk about?
Well, can I ask you a question? How did you start this? What made you do this?
I didn't want to get old. I didn't want to get set in my ways of, listening to just the music that I listen to. I wanted to, first of all, expand my horizons about what's going on in Wisconsin, in the talent. And then I eventually got to the point where, like, I think I'm doing something positive, hopefully, for the Wisconsin music scene. So I want to, try to amplify it. That's my new tagline, is to amplify Wisconsin musicians. And that's what I basically want to do, is just try to bring everybody to the forefront and let the world know that Wisconsin isn't just, sports and beer. We have, and cover bands, and cover bands are great.
I know, meanwhile, I got Brewers on.
Right. We're not just that. I mean, those are great things for Wisconsin, but we have a lot of great talent, in the music scene, and I think it needs to be more recognized.
True.
Yeah.
No, it's too many to name. That's the thing. A lot of underrated, and that's for all genres too.
Yeah.
Like literally. And I love Milwaukee. I love my state. I'm born and raised here. And
yeah.
I know it's shame. I never, disrespect where I come from ever. It's a lot of talent. It's a lot of good. People just got, look at the positives out.
Yes, exactly. Like in the 90s, Seattle blew up because of the grunge scene. And Nashville, if you want to get into that type of music that's down there, and there's a lot of different genres down in Nashville. It's not just country. A lot of artists go down there to try to get discovered. But, you can be discovered in Wisconsin. There have been, groups in Wisconsin that have made it out of the small scene. So I just want to help elevate that, and hopefully we get more national recognition, basically.
Yeah. No, and you're doing a great thing, honestly. Because it's not, I don't feel like we have a lot, but it's not enough, I feel.
Right.
At Milwaukee that are, focused on the Milwaukee music scene.
Mm-hmm.
And it's unfortunate that it is a lot of people who made it out of Milwaukee, but some of them, I forget about it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But there's a lot that, give back, and that's 100%. And it's great, and they do a lot for the community. And I see it, and I appreciate it. But it's some that, that just shows you just two different types of people at the end of the day, though.
Right, exactly. So where can people go and find your music? What's your YouTube channel and your other social medias? Okay,
so YouTube, that's mainly for music. That's it. I've been focusing on that. I'm this close from getting monetized. Man, I even talking about that. I actually got a brand deal as well from it. It's a sunglass company called Ambassador.
Okay.
Sunglasses. So I already got that from that. I'm literally 500 watch hours away. That's it. And I'm going to get that in a month or two. I'm that close from getting monetized. And that's going to be a big help, because that's AdSense, and I'll get paid for just doing what I do for fun.
Right.
And that is, man, I don't take anything for granted, like at all. I appreciate that. But where you can find me, Young Bloom, YUN.
Okay.
YUNG, and then Bloom, BLOOM. Instagram, Young, YUNG_BLOOM. And Facebook, just my name, YUNG, Bloom, BLOOM. Same thing for TikTok. It's all the same.
Okay. And I'll put all that information in the show notes as well. So listeners out there, if you're enjoying what his songs that we have here on the podcast, and you want to go hear more, just click on the information in the show details, and they'll take you to all his stuff. So thank you so much for being on the Wisconsin Music Podcast. It was a pleasure meeting you and listening to, everything that you've been involved with and how music has, helped you in your life. And I hope you have a great rest of your week.
Oh, thank you for having me. Honestly, I appreciate you. I appreciate what you're doing. Honestly, man, keep it up.
Well, that about wraps it up. Great conversation with Young Bloom. I hope you enjoyed listening to that conversation. A lot of great things that he's involved with and very talented. So go check out his music in the links below. Just click on those and they'll take you to all his social media content. Well, that's it for me this week. Everyone have a great rest of the week, and we'll be back again next Tuesday. Thanks a lot.